This city is nothing like what I imagined. I arrived in the official capital of the center of the world, a place full of life, nature, architecture, great cuisine, immense volcanoes, and surreal buildings. But let me tell you how I got here, show you where I'll be staying, and of course share my first impressions of Ecuador. To get to Ecuador, there are no direct flights from Brazil, but you can book a really cheap execu rich using miles. I took this flight here with Copa Airlines to reach Quito, first to Panama, then connected from Panama City to Ecuador's capital. This airport here in Quito isn't very big, okay? It's a new airport, actually quite small for a South American capital. It's not very large, but it works well. It's cool. There are two other big cities here, almost the size of Quito, Cuenca, and Guayaquil, which do have huge airports. We're boarding via jet bridge. Look, there's a little jet bridge waiting over there. Meow. Emilia, country 93. Emilia, that's it, right? Country 93. They always stick together when going through immigration, right? After all, we're in another country now. We left Panama. There's a special line for some South American countries, but not for us. And after that, you go pick up your luggage. What luggage, folks? What luggage? There's one checked bag and one carry-on bag. Off to the little hotel to explore Quito. It was the last country I was missing, except for the Guianas, right? The last country I needed to visit, pleased to finally meet South America. Oh, how exciting, it's here. I need to scan this QR code to register things here. No peace, no peace. There's a currency exchange, but since they use dollars here, you don't need to exchange anything. That's it, we've arrived. Look how nice it is, huh? This part of the airport is more modern. They're renovating the airport here in 2025. They started a major renovation here in Ecuador. They're trying to invest more in tourism, who knows? Maybe this video will inspire you to come visit Ecuador, but one of the places I want most is this one right here. Look, Galapagos, flights still operate and I'll still pay to go there, just you wait. Leaving now, quick bathroom stop. There are buses over there that go all the way to downtown if you'd like. It's really cheap, and look, if you prefer, you can also take taxis. But the cool thing here is that Uber works really well. So you can just call an Uber through the app and enter your destination right away. And of course, we all know you've got to stay alert in South America, right? Especially if you're thinking of taking a taxi, they might overcharge you. What? Their little leg on you? So be careful. I'm taking an Uber straight to my place, and look how high up we are, folks. We're at almost 3,000 meters above sea level. I've already ordered my Uber. It'll cost $20, $19 and a bit to get to my place. We're almost there. I've arrived at my place. Oh, thank God, folks. They don't accept $100 bills. I came here with $300 in cash. But I usually pay with card, rarely with cash. Now I need to find an ATM to withdraw money and pay for my Uber, which for some reason didn't accept my card. My card was registered, money came out. I never pay in cash. It's always on card. I don't know what happened. He won't take a $100 bill. I need to find an ATM over there. I'll go withdraw some cash. It'll work out. It'll be fine, folks. Thank God, it's always good to have a global card for situations like this. So I'll go to this bank here. Look, I got it, but at the same time, I'm really stressed out. The guy was waiting, right? That was him, my Uber driver. I went to find a spot to withdraw cash. I'm finding this area of Ecuador super modern. Did you imagine Quito would be this beautiful with these modern buildings? I'll also stay in the historic center, but I wanted to spend a couple of days here in the La Carolina area. Because even though Quito is a city with nearly 500 years of history, it has a very modern center. Well, actually, this isn't even downtown. It's pretty far from the center. The historic center, in fact, is super well preserved. It's one of the best preserved in the world. Oh, God, bye, man. Look at this beautiful place. I'll be staying in this building right here. There's even a young guy named Shoei. These are short-term rental apartments. You can book for a good price, around $50 or $60 per night. Seriously, folks? Here's the bedroom, good grief. Travelers, can you believe it? I paid like $60 for one night. This is super, super cheap. I really like this place on the 5th floor. Look at this one, this right here. This is the La Carolina area, a very residential neighborhood with some really nice buildings. Look how beautiful this part of the building is. Super modern, and it even has a co-working space. And over here, there's a gym, treadmill, exercise balls, 2 bikes, 3 bikes, 4 bikes. Oh, look, there's a little free foot bath area. I'll definitely come here to work out. No excuses now. Check this out. They have a super cool rooftop terrace. Look at this view of Quito from this building. And I'm totally shocked. I'm really impressed with this part of Quito. It's so modern and beautiful, and beyond all the nature here, you can also see incredible modernity. You know, skyscrapers, look at all the people in the park over there. That one right there is one of the main parks. It's kind of like Quito's Ibirapuera. It's so cool. And there's even a co-working space here too. Let's look over here, this side. If I'm not mistaken, my window view faces this way. Now let's head downstairs and explore Quito. Leaving my place now. Let's explore a bit of Parque Carolina, the area I'm really enjoying, full of cafes, restaurants, and great neighborhoods. It's located in the northern part of Quito. I chose to spend my first few days here because I didn't want to stay only in the historic center, you know? I think cities have so much more to offer beyond just the historic center, which is gorgeous, and we'll explore it in the next video. But real people, many actually live here, in this La Carolina area and other neighborhoods. La Carolina is actually a very affluent neighborhood, one of the main areas here, very modern and leafy. I'm even stunned by the buildings, seriously. Now that I'm stopping to look, they're really beautiful and modern. I heard that until the early 2000s, this neighborhood was pretty run down, you know? Then a revitalization project happened, both from new airport routes and from investments too. There's been a lot of foreign investment in building construction here, so this area started modernizing quickly and growing vertically as well. So you can see that in this area, there are lots of new buildings, 30, 40 stories tall, really beautiful buildings. Look, that black building you're seeing is where I'm staying. There are even taller ones, and this would be like their lung, right? One of Quito's lungs. Quito is a large capital, but it's not literally the biggest city. They say there are 2 major cities here, right? Quito and Guayaquil, the other major hub here, another big city in Ecuador. But Quito remains the capital, with nearly 2 million people in the city and almost 3 million in the metropolitan area. Our music, this park smells so good, like fresh grass. I heard that in this park there's a DC-6 abandoned. Well, not abandoned exactly, a DC-6 that's no longer operational. It's been turned into some kind of art studio. I'll go try to explore it and show you this DC-6, see if I can find that airplane. Buses, a bit noisy here, a bike path, people are biking, jogging too. What do you all think of Quito? Is it what you imagined or not? I didn't think it would have such a large modern neighborhood like this. This right here is La Carolina. I thought Quito was a bit less developed, you know. Of course, I knew it had buildings. It is a capital city after all. But so far, it's been a very pleasant surprise. Look, here we get a really nice panorama. Buildings, I'm crossing Parque La Carolina now. Look at this overhead map so you can see how big it is, see? We're in the northern area. As we head south, we'll see other neighborhoods. This is the most modern one. There are also more foodie neighborhoods, hipster, artsy areas. We'll check those out too. One of them is Mariscal. I really want to visit Mariscal. And then there's historic Quito, which is further south. It's the UNESCO-listed historic center that we'll visit. We'll also be staying at a hotel there, one of the best hotels in the world. Seriously, it's that kind of place. I'm really excited to stay there. Look, remember those people we saw from above? Playing with a ball, let me show you. It's so green here, my goodness. Look at all that greenery. People running in the distance, playing with a ball back there. Someone else walking their dog here, kids running around with a kite. Lots of life here, look, people playing soccer. I just remembered Charlene Popoton. What a beautiful dog, folks. I miss my son Leopoldo, wonder how he's doing. He's probably playing at daycare, right? Well, Leopoldo stays with Hugo, right? Seriously, look, there's Charlene Popoton again. Goodness, what a beautiful park, folks. I just keep getting surprised. Those outdoor gyms, the fresh air here. And look at the size of this area, seriously. The airplane I mentioned is about 400 meters this way, right in the middle of the park, so I'm walking toward it now. These buildings, folks, I'm really impressed by the modern architecture here. It's awesome. This area is also kind of a financial district, you know? It's sort of like São Paulo's Itaim Bibi, maybe a mix of Itaim Bibi and Jardins. Lots of offices are located here in La Carolina, many co-working spaces too. So lots of professionals come here to work, plus plenty of residents. It's become one of Quito's most metropolitan neighborhoods, and so far I'm finding it calm and quite safe. Lots of people have already told me to be careful. The doorman at my building, they have a doorman here very similar to Brazil, told me to watch out for pickpockets when I go out. He said, be careful with your camera when you leave. I told my friend, I live in São Paulo. Oh my God, that's messed up. Can you imagine? Someone just takes it, doesn't even think, doesn't even consider that I still need to upload the files today. Look at that group over there getting ready for their workout, stretching. More people running here on the track. We're almost at the airplane. Smell that? Aviation. Do you smell it? Do you feel that little scent? That aroma? From here, they say this park, it was donated in 1939 by a family, a very wealthy woman who gave it. And since then, this area began to modernize. But before that, we have to remember that before Quito, there was Ecuador. Actually, the people who lived here were the Incas. Just like in Peru, the Incas were also very prominent here in Ecuador. They were a great civilization until the Spanish arrived. We know that, right? 18th century. Things went downhill. They started imposing their own beliefs and madness, those Spaniards, and Ecuador became what it became. Ecuador became what it became. It stopped being ruled by the Incas, the land of the Incas, and began to be shaped by Spanish colonial influence. And everything we know gradually molded the country into what it is today. I'm not saying this was good or bad. That's not the point of this video. The point is to share a fact and a reality with you. Yeah, I know many people get thoughtful, right? I get very reflective sometimes thinking, yeah, hey, oh, look how cool, there's the corn guy. If Europeans hadn't colonized this place, what would South America be like today? I'm not just talking about Ecuador or Peru. I mean all countries like Brazil too. If the Portuguese hadn't come, what would Brazil be like, right? Another group probably would have arrived, right? And taken over, right? History shows us that's how the world works, unfortunately, through domination, power, and vastly different cultures. But I think it's great that Ecuador still keeps so much alive. There's a lot of indigenous culture here that remains very present. You can even see people, just in the few hours I've been here. I've already noticed many wearing traditional clothing on the streets. I believe they come from rural areas where they earn very little to make a living here, especially since the minimum wage. We're talking about Quito here, right? The minimum wage is around $400 to $450, folks. That's very little, isn't it? Then you say, Contesivam, it's nothing. It's more than in Brazil if you convert. But don't convert. Their currency is the dollar, right? In the 2000s, Ecuador adopted the US dollar as its official currency, which has a big upside, a very strong currency. But on the flip side, you become totally tied to an economy like the United States. If something happens to the US or the dollar, you're screwed, kid. Oh, the airplane, we made it. What a beauty. Look, this is what we see here, right? Quito is surrounded by volcanoes and mountains. Well, actually, we're on a mountain. We're at almost 3,000 meters in altitude, specifically 2,850 meters high. Look how awesome. They say this airplane was placed here to serve as an art studio, to inspire creativity and encourage people to make art. Let me see if I can get inside. I'm not sure if it's allowed. It's probably something closed off, right? Maybe reserved for art schools, but it's really beautiful, all decorated around here. And here we have even more park, more outdoor life. I'm finding Quito to be a super lively city, folks. Really cool. I'm starving, dying to eat something. Maybe we could try some street food right now, huh? I think this is the moment. This is it. Look, you see my two friends over there eating something, more beautiful buildings, right? If you look in the background, there are even more modern buildings. They say Quito's tallest building in this area will open next year. And you think, Estevam, how tall is it? 140 meters from what I read. Not that tall, right? We have taller buildings. We were just in Chile before coming here. I was in Chile. And there's the Sky Costanera there, which is over 300 meters tall, right? Huge. But it's just one building. Let's cross over here. I want to find some food. We're starving. And they say the food here in Ecuador is really good. Let me be clear for you. This airplane here is a DC-6 from the Ecuadorian Air Force. Gotta make that detail clear. Otherwise, man, people on this channel will roast me. So I research carefully to give you the best info I can, okay? The best I can. I'm hungry, let's go find some food. I looked up some restaurants, there are tons of tasty spots, and they say prices here are great for eating out, right? I was just talking about minimum wage. Here they use the dollar, so everything's paid in dollars, which is good. No need to exchange money. You can bring dollars and spend them directly or use an international card to pay right away with your international card, right? A prepaid card. It's great because you save a lot on fees and exchange rates, right? There are many excellent cards on the market today. Enough talking. I'm off to get my food. There's a restaurant 10 minutes from here. We're going for some traditional Ecuadorian comfort food. From what I've researched, it's highly rated. Seriously, I could easily live in this building. Look at this. Check out the balconies on this building. Full of trees. So lovely. Nothing blocking the view next door. Completely unobstructed. Kind of fancy, huh? I'm loving it. I'm loving it. We'll head over there straight this way, then right in 10 little minutes, and we'll reach this place. Here, I want to see if I can visit a volcano so you can see it too. Look, more people playing soccer here, and everyone's really active, right? This is so atletico here in Ecuador, folks. A giant inflatable over there just reminded me of my nephews. One of them had a birthday recently, right? So they rented an inflatable for the condo. Kids spend hours playing on it. They absolutely love it. I did too when I was a kid. Look over there, that's Disney Girl. Look how cool, how pretty. Look at that. Look, someone in traditional clothing, buildings, some food I'll pass. If we have chao de padas, then it's not Ecuadorian. No, folks, that's not the most authentic Ecuadorian dish. I'll taste plenty of real Ecuadorian food for you all throughout this series. Here, oh, even a basketball court. I found the park extremely clean, safe, and well-maintained, very organized. Look at the park's infrastructure here. Everything's tidy, the plants, the landscaping, it's all perfect. People relaxing, living that classy life, you know? Kind of like Curitiba, really nice. Look, there's a little basketball game happening, tons of beautiful dogs, seriously, so many gorgeous dogs here, and someone skateboarding freely. Go on, do a flip for us. Come on, my friend. Awesome, awesome. It's 10 out of 10. And one thing you might really notice when you come to Ecuador is the altitude. The first or second day might hit you a bit. As I mentioned, I was in Chile, right? I was at Valle Nevado and Farallones with the Zerando Chile crew. And now we're leaving the park. What's interesting about this park is that it's kind of like Central Park, you know? You step out and bam, the street is right there. Cars, traffic. It's not like Ibirapuera. Well, Ibirapuera is kind of similar, but here there's no fence. See how open it is? No walls, no gates, unlike in São Paulo, where Ibirapuera is fully enclosed, a closed-off park. Here, I really like that the park blends right into the city. I think that's cool. Why does Brazil have gates at Ibirapuera? Would it be chaotic without them? But Duodeclaw was super safe there. Here, as soon as we step out, the vibe shifts a bit. Keep an eye on your phone. You know, that cautious vibe. Watch your camera, it starts right here. But I also love feeling the city, experiencing life happening around me. Look at those beautiful palm trees, folks. I'm finding this absolutely gorgeous, so charming. People walking here probably heading home from work. A curious fact, the sun always sets at the same time here. No seasonal variation like in Europe, for example. In Europe, summer sunsets happen at 9 or 10 p.m. In winter, it's 4 or 5. Here, always at 6. Why? Because we're at the center of the world, right on the equator estivum, and there's a scientific reason for this, of course. We're at a point on Earth that's exactly equidistant from the North and South poles. So the sun stays at the same distance from Earth all year round. Unlike, say, São Paulo, where I live, the difference isn't as dramatic as in Europe or the northern US. But even in São Paulo, you notice the sun in summer, it sets around 7 or 7:30, in winter around 6. Not a huge difference, but still noticeable. Oh, there's a mall here, shopping center, and a Zara over there too. Life in motion. The light's about to change, we'll cross. I love crossing, but it hasn't turned green yet, and everyone's already going. I'll go with them. They're not crazy, they see me. 50 people here won't run us over, right? No way. Oh, corn. I already want corn. Look how delicious that padrón over there, folks, for $1. $1 for a padrón. I want it, huh? Just realized the restaurant I was looking at is inside a mall. I don't want to go to a mall. It's just like any other mall, right? I want to find a proper street side restaurant to eat at, you know? Look, Inca Burger. I like the name. Cool vibe. There's a petite woman selling cigarettes here. But even after just a few hours in Ecuador, I clearly see this isn't the whole reality, right? From what I've researched, I know not every place is this nice, clean, leafy, beautiful, and peaceful. We'll head to the center soon and definitely see another side, but for now, I can say my first impressions of Ecuador are very positive. So, super cool. People are also really sweet. Everyone's very nice and friendly. There are so many people here, I'm really enjoying it a lot. I don't even feel pressured or nervous about filming either. I don't know, it might actually be more dangerous. I'm not sure if downtown will be a bit worse, but for now, man, it's awesome, okay? The size of the mall, I'll show it to you guys right now. From the outside, we've arrived at the Cuisine facade. I'm gonna pan around, okay, I'm gonna pan. Sheraton over here, also a great hotel, the Sheraton. You can book it with points, and it's cheap. Seriously, the Sheraton. A great option here is this main entrance to Quito. Oh, what a chaotic scene. Pretty nice, huh? I won't go into the mall. I refuse, you guys. I absolutely refuse to do mall tourism. I'll go find a restaurant around here instead. And this street looks really cool. I thought it was pretty great. Lots of restaurants and cafes. I did a little research here, and I think this will be where we'll eat. Look, over there, it's all meat places. I'm seeing lots of spots to eat meat, tons of steakhouses. There's a strong carnivorous influence here. Although they also have good options for vegans and vegetarians, many choices actually. And for pescatarians, right? Pescatarians, you know, people who say they only eat fish, there's kind of a Peruvian style influence here, like that rich seafood-based cuisine, but still, I could live here. The architecture is super modern. You can tell there aren't those old buildings. If you're walking through gardens in São Paulo or Rio de Janeiro, you notice the architecture is very much from the 70s and 80s, right? But here, no, everything is from the 2000s onward. Look, so everything you see has modern architecture, though not Dubai level ultra modern. Very modern, very cool. El Hornero. I liked it. It's just like that. The Hornero is kind of typical here. That's what we're seeing. We keep seeing the kinds of people on the street I mentioned to you earlier, right? Lots come from the countryside trying to make a life here. You know how it is, man. Big social disparities, nothing new compared to our own country. So this same sadness exists in my Brazil too, unfortunately. A huge social gap, with people throwing themselves into big cities just trying to survive. What do you guys think of this place? It's the last country I needed to complete South America, aside from the Guianas, of course. I still want to do a series on the Guianas for you guys, but aside from them, Ecuador was the only one left for me to visit. Really enjoying it so far. Monobolon, authentic guayaco flavor. That'd be the Ecuadorian taste, right, man? Everything's clean, well organized, and modern. Look, a little Japanese spot. This one's the kind where you're not supposed to sit and put your hand next to your leg on top of a goalpost. Ah, no, this one's Urco. The one I was looking for is different. This place seems to be a bakery. Look, it's quite cute. But the one I was actually looking for is another place. I'm searching for one with a tasting menu called Urco. They offer a tasting menu with different Ecuadorian settings, right? Scenes from all over Ecuador, mountains, beaches, really cool. I'll see if I can go there. Quasi's Kitchen cheese spot. I like it. Look, it's cute. I think we'll go here, right? Look, Juan Valdez. Coffee, the Colombian coffee we all love. By the way, if you're into coffee, hold on to me, okay? Hold on to me. Soon I'll be launching something special for coffee lovers. As I mentioned in this video, it really matters to me. I'm being completely serious, okay? What's the best coffee you've ever had? The type or the country? I really want to know. I also really want to go to República del Cacao for coffee. But first we'll go over there to Arrecife to eat some real Ecuadorian food. They're really into this stuff here. Look, Danny, I'm seeing lots of people with donuts on the streets, tons of donut stands, wow, cafes and restaurants everywhere. I'd get lost so easily. Look at this. People love coffee here. This place is a dream come true. Look, another cute little shop. Remember I told you guys, they love donuts and therapy here? We're going to Arrecife. It serves Ecuadorian cuisine. Hello there. All good, all good. I'm absolutely loving Ecuador. Guys, it's just vibes, only good vibes. Look, we're passing by Arrecife right now. We'll eat here. This will be our meal. It's a very typical place and highly rated on TripAdvisor and such. I don't know, I really don't know. What's typical Ecuadorian food? Do you know? I'm about to find out with you. Let's check the menu. It's right here. Hey friend, what's the most authentically Ecuadorian dish you've got?
The ceviches.
The ceviches?
Yes, and I also have tonga maravi.
Tonga maravi?
Tonga maravi.
Tonga maravi? What's that?
It comes with rice, ham, and the main ingredient is chicken with a base of manioc.
What's on the menu? So tonga maravi comes with rice. And what else?
The rice comes with chicken and a manioc base.
Wonderful. Does it include flour? No. No flour? Then I'll have one of those, please. This tonga maravi and these empanadas, are they made with flour or with choclo?
They're made with verde.
Verde? What's verde?
They're plantain.
They're plantain.
Yes, plantain.
Okay, then one shrimp empanada, please. And I think this ceviche, is it chico or not? No? Corvich? Wait, ceviches chiquitos. Do you have those? No?
Yes, of course.
Just for sharing, so one small ceviche as well. And this here, the tonga, please.
What kind would you like? I have shrimp, fish, or a mix, shrimp and fish.
A mix, please. A mix of shrimp and fish. Yes, that's perfect. Thanks. What's your name?
Luis.
Luis. Thank you, Luis. And to drink? To drink, do you have house-made Tenasco?
Regular Coke, Zero Light.
I'll take a Coke Zero, please. Yes, thank you. I'll just keep my Howardito, right? Thanks. Really cool here, my guy. Shout out to Luis. That's his name. This place has lots of typical dishes. I told you about it earlier. What I ordered cost me $12.90. I think it's good the prices are in dollars. You don't have to keep converting everything, right? Earlier, where I was... Armenia, guys, did you see my Armenia video? Or Georgia? In Armenia, the money is wild. It's super crazy. Here, this part right here, what I ordered is this tonga, manabita. Just so you have an idea, a bottle of water is $1.50 and soda is the soda is $2. Then we've got the appetizer I ordered, this little empanada. Shrimp flavor, it's $2.90. What else? He brought this over here, my friend, the appetizer. I think it's complimentary, right? Because he just showed up and left it here. I thought that was really sweet. There are some dishes, I was tempted by this one right here. I really wanted to order it. It looked super good. Encocado de camarão. Look, folks, what we'd call bolos boljos. Alba cake, albacore. I think this is great. A kind of fusion of Asian, Japanese, Thai with a picture of exactly what food you're getting. I really like this, the dish we ordered, and that's it. The restaurant's really quiet, not many people. There's a soccer game on. And here, this Avenida del Donut I showed you earlier, turns out it's plantain with popcorn underneath. Here comes my Coke Zero, perfect. I'd even read that Coca-Cola is trying to push a strategy to make Coke Zero the standard Coca-Cola. So they might even stop selling regular sugary Coca-Cola altogether. That's why the packaging, you can see it's starting to look just like regular Cokes, right? So much so that I looked and said, I ordered a Zero, but here in Ecuador, Coke Zero already looks like regular Coke. Do you guys notice, I don't know if it's just me, folks, that I'm already kind of loopy, but do you feel like Coca-Cola changes? What I notice most is Fanta. Fanta changes a lot from country to country. But Coca-Cola, don't you think the flavor changes a lot too? Or could it be the recipe? I think it might have to do with, what is it, the water in each country. Could that be it? Does anyone know about this conspiracy theory? I want to send a shout out right here. Hey, Eduardo, any travelers around? Eduardo, are you there? Comment your name, Eduardo. Leave a comment so I know you made it this far. In this video, comment Eduardo, write Eduardo so I know you got here. Since you're still watching with me, go ahead and comment Eduardo. Let's see. Look, Eduardo really went all out. Funny. This Coke looks like Coke, but it's closer to regular Coca-Cola. It seems less like Brazil's Coke Zero, you know? It tastes more like classic Coca-Cola. I've already eaten all the little banana thing, right? That's plantain, but this sauce here came super spicy. I love spicy stuff, really hot and fiery. So delicious. Put the menu away. Our empanadas, ceviche, and the Estevam dish will be here soon. I'm starving. Well, I'm not actually that hungry, but what do I need to do? Create content for my dear travelers watching me and thinking, Estevam, what's in Ecuador? What do people eat in Ecuador? And that's exactly what you're about to find out. Gracias, gracias, gracias. This here, it's called tonga. Tonga is a Quechua word. Quechua is the language of the indigenous peoples here. When you go to Peru, to Machu Picchu, they speak Quechua, and what does it mean? Tonga means a little bag. It's a type of wrap. So this is very typical in Ecuador and is used at weddings, parties, and celebrations. Because it's food that's easy to transport, they put everything inside this tonga. What you're seeing here is a banana leaf. They wrap everything in it like this, and people usually eat it with their hands. Oh, gracias, oye, muchas gracias, gracias, Luis, gracias. Look, my shrimp empanada just arrived. The idea was what? For it to be the appetizer, right? I said I'd order it as a starter to start with, but it just came now, so I'll eat it now, and the ceviche came too. Ceviche wasn't invented here. They say it's from Peru, but they eat a lot of it here. I covered this whole empanada in sauce. And now, folks, I'm dying to try this, but before I open it, I'll eat the empanada first. Let's see. It's made with banana, you know? I thought it was corn, but it's banana. I'd have this alone for lunch or even dinner, right? It's already getting dark. I think they brought the cheese one. I ordered shrimp, but this one's cheese. I'm sure they brought the cheese one. Time to try the Ecuadorian ceviche. I ordered the mixed ceviche, right? Shrimp, seafood, and fish. Seriously, the ceviche. Here, across this part of the Americas, Peru, Chile, Ecuador, they've got it. There's ceviche. Oh my goodness, it's so good. Melted butter vibes. Here comes the ceviche. Leche de tigre. They call this sauce tiger's milk, but it's not actual tiger's milk. Don't worry, okay? Nobody's out there milking tigers. They're not crazy. I love it. I absolutely love eating. I'm loving this. I should have just had the ceviche and the empanada. That would have been enough, but I'm going for it. I'm gonna try the tonga Manabi. Why Manabi? Manabi is a coastal region here in Ecuador, a really cool traditional area, and this tonga originates from there. Oh my God, look at this. Good Lord, you really can take this anywhere. It's already all mixed together here. And look, it's served on this banana leaf. Let's see if the folks from Manabi know how to eat, know what's good. Jesus, it's delicious. Worth every penny, man, every single dollar, folks. It's so good. Here comes the little banana. Delicious. Ah, it's chicken. Wow, this is so tasty, folks. Really, really good. I feel like I'm gonna be really happy here in Ecuador. If they want to see the center of the world, I'll go there tomorrow. I'll also show you the best hotel in Ecuador in my next video. So stay here with me. If you're enjoying my content, give it a like. And if you made it this far, comment Eduardo. Yeah, if you've reached the end, drop a like if you like my work and want to support it. Estevam, I think the content you make is cool, fun, and adds value to my life. Want to support me? Click the join button here. Because when you do that, even from just $1, you help me and my entire team. So we can keep making this great work around the world, right? It's not just me. I'm grateful to say I have an incredible team. Huge kiss to all of you who help me with editing, filming, and partnerships to bring this content to you. So if you'd like to support me, click join, okay? And if you can't, that's totally fine too. Just leave a like and a comment. Comment Eduardo. I'll already be super happy with your support, okay? Never forget, you're an amazing human being. You can go wherever you want, even here in the middle of the world. See you guys tomorrow.